H&L presents The Age of Medonia, the fall of the Brochara Magasin. Medonia and his elite forces had arrived at Brochara Magasin for the final battle. Still with them was Medonia, who had just arrived via the dimensions, still recovering from his fight with Semnet. Carla, his wife, was leading the charge, and Medonia instructed his children, Satakoi and Tashon, to lead from the front and the north, to prove themselves worthy of succeeding him and his empire. The two children advanced forward. To the front was Satakoi's unit of Claire, FC2, Adol, and Omega. And to the north was King, the leader of the Kichuru, Dale, Philip, and that's it. And their forces. And so they advanced forward. In the front lines, in front of the camp, in front of the main gate, which was heavily sealed and very impenetrable, was the Magasin, led by Fred Dana, the strong, powerful Magasin. So the core, you have to use her ninja skills and her might to overcome this dangerous threat and to overcome the next powerful Magasin officer behind her. And as this was going on, Teshon and his unit was moving up north. Then they noticed a small castle up north, led by Power Int. It was a castle guarding the floodwater. They was planning to flood the Medonian main camp. To give the Medonians a taste of their own medicine. Teshon knew that their small elite force would face a full attack, would destroy them and end their conquest. So he raced to beat back the enemy and overcome them and to get to Power Int and destroying his plan to flood the Medonians. With that secured, he continued to move forward towards the northern part to get to the castle. After Vendera was defeated by Setakoi, she returned back to the north, and Teshon went to finish her off for good, kill her in an instant. And as Setakoi returned back to the main gate, Brochara ambushers had arrived, and she had to deal with them. And as Teshon began to move to the first northern gate towards the castle, he will have to face Host Boxer, who was strong, but he was easily defeated by the strength of the mighty kicks of Teshon and was forced to retreat. And the Medonian Gichu forces up north were advancing. And then Carla alerted her men and people that she had allies from the dimension who were Brochara defend enemy ranks, and they could easily open the main gate for them. All they simply had to do was eradicate the enemy outside the castle. With this, with all the enemies outside the castle, Carla's allies deactivated the mines surrounding the inside of the gate and opened the gate and said, "My lady, come, it is time." And all of the forces, the squad of Satakoi, Claire, Adol, FC2, and Omega began to advance. Seeing that the enemy was advancing inside the castle, DNA and Danny launched their sneak attack to the south to get behind Medonian's camp and said, "Don't worry, things might be looking bad, but I still got this." And so Danny and DNA decided to attack Carla. Carla said, "I'm sorry, but I expected something like this from you, DNA." And then Anthony and Leona Starkey and the Starkey clan arrived to back up their lords, to beat back DNA and prevent him from reaching Medonia, who was still recovering, so he could rest up his strength to deal with King Vaughn, who was not in the battlefield. After the Starkey clan got past DNA's forces, they advanced southward towards the southern gate. And as the Medonians waged their war up north, Teshon and King moved forward to get Effie, who was in the far end of north, where the main gate was. And the other people, Dial and Hillel, decided to go to the first main gate and to rendezvous with the main unit the center unit. And as they were advancing, the center unit, after the gates were opened, RuPaul, the strong Brochara officer, was there, stunned that his mines were deactivated, was easily defeated by Adol and slain. Emerald Bane had snipers on top, but since the allies were being beaten back and the mines destroyed and all kind of stuff, his missiles and sniper units were unable to fire properly. And Emerald Bane was defeated and forced to retreat back into the castle. And as the two sides from the north and the center joined forces, and they moved forward to defeat Hyjin. And Hyjin died in the battlefield. Oh, how could this be? He said. And then they moved forward to the main gate towards the main castle. It was being guarded by Easy Top Deal. By this time, Leona and Anthony Starkey had covered the south and rendezvoused with them in the south to fight Top Deal. Iffy was defeated by Tashawn and King, and now they fish Perth, the leader of the Magasin. Now all sides have now reached the castle's front gate, and Alexis was fighting bravely with her might. But not even her might was enough to overcome the combined might of all the Medonians, including the daughter and son of Medonia himself. With this amazing defeat, she was able, Alexis and retreated to the castle, vowing for revenge. After such time, in the castle, Medonian said he and he alone would end the chaos, and so he went forward to face Perth. Perth was pissed off at Medonian and cursed him ever coming back and ruining their plans. Medonian said, "Perth, you are nothing but a fool. Move aside." And then Medonian easily got past Perth on the first floor. On the second floor was Benny Bean. And Benny Bean tried hard to kill Medonia, but Medonia ended up killing him instead. Benny Bean was slain and failed to protect his lord. And on the third floor was DNA once again, saying, "I will destroy you, Medonia. I still got this. But sure, Magasin is not destroyed yet." Medonia said, "DNA, you were from so much to assure Magasin, and all this time, no matter what you do, no matter who you side with, you never seem to get the job done. You are a fool." After much skirmishing, DNA won his match and died. And he said, "Oh, if only I stayed loyal to Sir Merchant, then maybe." And then Medonia, as he was going to advance, said to himself, "DNA, you fool, you never had it in the first place." And as he moved forward in the next floor, he easily defeated the giants, led by Easy Top Deal, and moved forward towards the fifth floor, where Emerald Bane was defending his lord and lady against Lord Medonia, but it was to no avail. He too was defeated. And after such time, he made it to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the sixth floor, where he faced Alexis. Alexis, the de facto leader of the Brochara Magasin, ever since Mappa was defeated back during the time of the single planet, was not going down easily. She was a strong and mighty woman, and in fact the most strongest woman living in the universe at the time. Medonia knew that he was in a fight for his life. Still, he must go forward if he was going to face and defeat King Vaughn to ensure an everlasting peace for his children. And as these two fought, Alexis used all her abilities, her steel and her metal, and her chains of death, turning around Medonia. Medonia trying frantically to dodge these things, but he was able to dodge, and he moved forward and catch on Alexis slipping. And then he, bam, hit her back down, and then she got up, and the two quarreled a little bit more. And Medonia saw an opening, and boom, she was slain. She couldn't believe it. All her hard work, how she longed for power and glory to rule the universe. She failed, and she died. Medonia walked away slowly, away from her now dead boy towards King Vaughn. And he said, turned back to her and said, "Rest now, Anne Alexis, for your suffering is finally over." And then he made to the top floor, where he faced King Von. King Von cursed his very circumstance I was in, and said to himself, "If I did known about the great power and Banderas, Yui, I would have killed him instead of Surumacho. It's quite unfortunate, but I was late in summoning the first beam. If I had known you, Medonia, was going to survive and return, I would have worked harder." And the Medonian said, "This only proves that you are not a god. If you are truly a god, you would rule the universe by now. I will not be standing here before you to kill you, and your army will be still standing. You and your flaming spears are no match for me. I will oust the fires of chaos and ensure an everlasting future for my people and for the universe." King Vaughn said, now fired up and ready to go, "But Donnie, you are a fool. And if I cannot rule this universe, neither will you." And the two began the duel. King Vaughn used his spears and spring around. Fire was everywhere. The fire was so intense that the castle itself began to be set on fire. The Dorian fought hard and long against King Vaughn's advances. He dodged every fire attack and spear thrust, and used his extension cords. Medonia used his extension cords to grab King Vaughn and drive into him and spin around and launch Medonian attacks against him, and beaten back the king and the prime king. And after much fighting and twirling, Medonia, now seeing and feeling exhaustion, knowing that he must kill King Vaughn now, and so he summoned the last of his strength and power up himself to defeat this monster of a man. And in the end, after the final clash, King Vaughn dropped his spears for the last time, and he couldn't believe it. "But I'm a god. The last of the primes. It was I who was supposed to be victorious to the end." And then he dropped back, dead. The fires that consumed the castle were put out by Medonian's forces outside of the castle. Then Medonian almost collapsed, but he catch himself to the wall and he said, "I must get back outside. I must reach my children, my wife and my friends. I cannot fall in this place. I must solidify a proper future for them." With this, Medonian reached out the castle victorious before collapsing in front of his forces. The Medonian army knew that they had kept this a secret. Despite their victory, Don Medonian's life was in grave danger and peril. Still, it was a magnificent victory. At long last, the last of the great threats of the past were no more, and the universe could breathe a sigh of relief, for a new age and a new era of peace was finally at hand.